Okay, we'll do a quick little intro. I'll stand there.
I'll stand right hand side, my best side.
You're on the best side. You're gonna out-angle me all day. Look at that, man. How old are you?
Oh no, I'm average. Well, that's I've been cutting, haven't I?
Yeah.
I'm cutting for this bloody holiday, you know.
Yeah.
I started off. Are you recording?
Oh yeah, it's on.
Oh right, okay. I know. Well, I started off doing like me fasting. I was telling you, like this intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
It was great because what I was doing, I started off like obviously researching, doing like 14 hours.
Yeah.
You know, nothing, just black coffee and water, 3 or 4 litres of water. And then I stretched it to 18 hours, and it was it's kind of hard, like, you know, because I'm used to eating like 3, 4, 5 meals a day. So all you're thinking about is food all day. But after a couple of days, it sort of
get used to it.
Like you just like I'd come into the gym and I'd be coming in fucking shaking like this, like thinking the worst place in the world is to be here.
Yeah. But
apparently, it like releases natural growth hormone, you know. So I started to train, and I was strong as fuck. Like, sorry, I'm swearing on her.
Oh, you're allowed to swear, mate. You're allowed to swear. This is not.
So it like releases the natural growth hormone, and I was stronger than I would. Like, I'm not a heavy lifter anyway, but if I was pressing, I'd be using like 32s, 34s, which is massive for me, you know. Usually I finish on 28s, sort of thing, and then I'd finish my session, I'd do my cardio, and then I'd be thinking I wasn't hungry. And this is like 8, 20, 22, 24. The best one I've done was 24 and a half hours, and I still wasn't hungry. It's totally surreal. But then I'd get home and make like this monster meal. I'd have 1 meal a day, and like it would be like 2 fillet steaks, 4 fried eggs, and then some custard or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
To get the calories
just to get the calories in before I go to bed. But like you're lying in bed and like 3 and 4 in the morning, so you'd wake up thinking, because usually what I would do, like I would get up and I'd have like a Fab Ice lolly.
Just a little
do you know, just something like but I would just, my hunger went. But then it would come to the weekend, and obviously I like to go out and socialise.
That's the thing though, because you'll be saving that many calories if you get out on the weekend. It's probably not going to, it depends how many calories. You only drink vodka Diet Coke, or you don't you don't even have pints, so you're not too bad.
The odd shot, like. But no, I am, so obviously this Miami thing's coming up, I thought, right, well I still want to go out, because I like to go out, like I might go out once through the week and then a couple of times of the weekend. So if I'm fasting and you're going out and then drinking alcohol, you want to eat shit the next day, or you at least want to eat, you know. So I thought, right, I'm just going to do calorie count again, you know, like not so much counting, just knowing what I'm putting in my body. So I just went back to my standard diet, which is like eggs in the morning, oats with water, a bit of honey, and then I'd have like sorry,
you're sneaking off the camera there.
Oh, sorry, I can't stand still. And I have eggs and oats, and then just white fish and rice.
You've always been like that,
you know, which that'll be when I finish training. That'll be my next meal, and then I'll have another white fish and rice. And then my main meal will be like maybe a steak and maybe chicken, something with a bit of flavour. That's just done. But the results are amazing. Plus, it means, let's say if I was going out tonight, which I'm not, to be tomorrow night, I can have a few drinks, wake up the next day, my eggs are there, so I'm not going to binge rubbish. But if I was trying to fast after I've been on a night out, it would totally ruin us. You know,
you need some food, you need some salt and stuff after a night out anyway. You're gonna be dying there.
Salt is me killer, you know. I mean, I put salt on. If I'm dipping my eggs, it's just salt every single time. So so that's what I've done, and it's worked wonders. Worked amazing.
You're not looking too bad, like.
I feel like canny dry. You know?
How old are you?
55.
55, man.
Shitting it.
Honestly, look at that. Anyway, we're going to be doing an intro. Well, that's a nice little intro anyway. Right, we're going to be hitting the pull day. We're going to do a little bit of Jan's training anyway. Might Up episode 6, I think we're on, with the man, the myth, the legend of the Northeast, Jan Russell. It's going to be a good one.
Enjoy this. It'll be good crack.
It's going to be a lot of conversation on this.
Excuse me, foul mouth, by the way.
Yeah, no, sorry, man. My mum's telling me off as well. I apologise. Just sends it down to my family as well. My family, my grandma told us off as well. I watch one of your videos. You need to stop swearing. I'm like.
But Geordie's man will swear, it's passion.
Exactly,
it's not offensive, it's just passion, you know.
One of them things.
But I need to calm it down. Let's get going.
Okay, go on. What do you do? Do you normally just get cracking in straight away?
I'll do like, I'll start with like a 30, 40 just to get me some blood in my muscle. I'm not like have it warm up or like, you know, I just usually come in and
go. I proper take my time with stuff.
I know you do. Oh, no,
I'm like an old man. I haven't done this sort of stuff for a while. What's your training normally looking like then? Are you just kind of like typical bodybuilder? Like chest and
generally
biceps?
one body. It depends, like if I do Standard international chest day is always a Monday, you know.
Has to be done, doesn't it?
But yeah, I don't tend to mix it up much. And it tends to work for me, do you know, because I'm not looking for growth anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I'm too old for that shit, you know. Just maintenance, yeah. So I don't need to go too heavy, just keep it like consistent all the time, you know. But I still enjoy it.
Yeah, if you still enjoy it, just keep on doing what you're doing if you enjoy it.
Do you know what I mean? I've done a little bit of alternative training, you know, like obviously the running stuff and, you know, the jumping and because I'm still got a bit of a spring in my step, you know, so I like try to keep myself a little bit athletic. But yeah, just keep it standard, mate.
What's your rep range do you normally go?
12s.
12s?
12s.
Just
stick to 12s, aye.
Your brother Kurt was saying that you go higher reps.
I
like that, to be fair, especially for leg stuff. When I go heavy for legs, it's like...
Well, I can't go heavy for legs, that's why I keep the reps high, you know?
Yeah.
The problem, well, I mean, you control, I think that's got a lot, I train quite quickly, right?
Yeah.
But I tend to think it's because I do everything quickly.
Yeah.
I've got ADHD, I'm hyper all the time, and I cannot do anything methodically or slowly. Do you know what?
The thing is though, I see there's a lot of like even natural bodybuilders who are like train explosively.
Right.
But I don't know what it is, if it's the muscle fibers or whatever, but they react really well to that and they grow. But some people, like if I try to train that, I don't think I'd grow. I think I don't get too many injuries and stuff as well.
Right.
But mate, it's working for you, innit?
Trying, getting there, son. Hey. Awesome. That's the last one. Feel that?
Yeah, you're gonna hate train with me, by the way.
Right.
So I'm really slow. I can really tell. Nice. See, that's the difference with our training. Mine's very much slow control, put everything into a set, but I'll rest a little bit longer.
Right.
Whereas you're like, both approaches work. It's fine doing more volumes, less. It's just hitting the muscle slightly differently, and yours is a little bit more like kind of putting metabolic stress, so a lot of blood's getting pumped in the muscle at once. Yeah. Whereas mine's trying to create as much tension as possible, as heavy as possible, and then just let it recover and go again. Right. But it's every approach works, man. Just if you progress anything, try and get strong over time.
I mean, they say it's an exact science, but whatever works for your body, you know.
Exactly.
So you know, when you started this this journey, if you like, did you go to college? Did you just teach yourself, or you?
So, well, most of it's self-taught. Obviously, I done when I was injured at Newcastle with my knees. I done my level 2 and 3 PT. Right. Ollie Walters was me little bit. It was when Kurt was doing the gym and that loads. When he started getting.
I remember well. Yeah.
We used to train together. So I done that there. But I used to watch YouTube videos even when I was playing football, man. I think fitness was always my real passion. I just enjoyed being an athlete when I was playing football. So it wasn't like, yes, I enjoyed playing football. I was good at it and I'd done really well. But it was more like I love being an athlete. So I was always watching videos of like even like American football players like training in the gym, their training routine, and then obviously bodybuilders. I follow them. But then a lot of it's just like YouTube, podcasts, following the right people on Instagram. There's a lot of shit out there as well, but following like good coaches and I just love it. Yeah, you enjoy it. Yeah. Oh, I just love it. Yeah. Amazing. Bought your house for you, hasn't it? Exactly. You know, happy days, and but it was my thing when I was injured. The football. When football got us down, the gym was my little escape. Got you back, I always just like, I used to get told off for going to the gym at 6 in the morning at Newcastle because I was already doing full-time training, but I was like, I need, like, this is my little thing to set it. I love it, man. Right, I love it. Read seated rows. Yeah. Lockdown crippled me. I mean, the first one I trained, I tried to train through it. But like, you got 3 or 4 weeks into it, you know. Sorry, I was fucking hard, sorry. But like, it was ridiculous, you know, trying to keep fit and healthy. Yeah. But they weren't promoting that. That was the problem. Oh, it was like stay on, do fucking. Your head was battered all the time. And a friend of mine had a gym, so we went to the gym. I remember, 10 were training in the gym, and the police started braying on the window. Oh fucking. So 10 people are hiding in the back of this gym because they actually want to look after themselves. I swear I've seen that in like a news article, you know. I swear I've seen that. Did you see I put on my story? It's absolutely. It is bad crap, like. Try to keep yourself healthy. It's illegal. It's not this physical health. It's mental health. Oh, mental, without a doubt. I was lucky I had my college set. Even at my mum and dad's, I had that. So I quite enjoyed lockdown, which is quite selfish, but I loved it. To be, doesn't it? But it was weird, wasn't it? It was a strange thing. It was totally unnecessary. don't know if videos get like banned and stuff for COVID opinions these days.
Well, mine did. Well, I was on fucking, obviously, board of Facebook about 7 times, wasn't I? And they won't even though I put stuff onto my Instagram, just stuff that I believe, I'm entitled to my opinion. But because I've said stuff that doesn't like go with their particular narrative, they sort of stop people tagging us into stories. And
did they?
Aye, so
they do that like shadow banning. They do shadow ban people and stop people's content from going. Well, it's like shadow ban.
I don't know how we get out of that though. I don't know how they stop that because people are trying to tag us into stuff, which is, but they can't. So they just have to send it direct, you know.
Yeah. Did you say people stop like you couldn't message on your story as well? Say like you put
that's sorted. That's when I was on holiday.
I seen something like that.
Aye.
It's super like.
I mean, the story side of things. I mean, I've been doing them for a few years now, since I went to Bali.
Yeah.
But I'm a type of person, right? Life's all about like collecting memories for me.
Yeah, that's why I film a lot of things.
That's
like, making videos and that. I love it.
And I love to save them and look back on them and think, oh, do you know? And people are going, oh, well, how can you be bothered about it? Something I enjoy. I'm not hurting you. If you
exactly.
You know, if you don't like it, don't look. You know.
That's the thing. People can easily just unfollow you if they don't like the stuff. They don't like. It's stupid if people have. I was going to ask you that. If you had many people give you like say something because you're 50 odd now?
55, yeah.
You're still living their life like fucking going out, traveling the way. Have you had people who are like, well, when are you going to fucking settle down?
Well,
Do you get a lot of that?
Well, no. Well, actually, I say yes. Probably, I've had more people. I was looking through some of my stories this morning and some messages of goodwill, thinking I love how you live your life. I watch you. Like I wake up in the morning. You know, and think, all right, I want to watch Anne's doing today. You know, if I'm away or whatever.
I love looking at our stories like they make us crease.
It's and I've had more, you know, messages of like, you know, positivity, if you like, than negative stuff. I mean, you get your dickhead, like, you know, but haters are going to hate. You know, that's the crap. I'm not bothered about that. I'm a show off by nature. You know, I've always been a performer, show off, and I like, you know, but something I enjoy doing. You know,
I was going to say, it's your own life kind of thing. If they're like happy, I don't know, living a 9-to-5 job, having a house, kids, fucking just settling down, fair do. But if you didn't want to do that, then like, fucking enjoy yourself, man.
I was away a few weeks ago and I had these people that I met on holiday, and somebody made this comment about the people that I was with, and some negative comment, and I thought, you know, you're probably sitting in the house watching Coronation Street. You know, you've had your dinner, you've got work the next morning. You
and
know,
they're probably not happy with their life.
They're not happy with their life, and that's the problem, you see. Everybody goes through bad times and good times. When I was away last year for a month, it was a month of total hedonism, and I had some really bad days, but I also put the bad stuff on as well as the good, so it's not false, it's real.
Everyone puts the highlights on, man, don't they?
Yeah, but you know, everybody tries to look good at whatever, but I tend to look back at me and think, yeah, well, I was honest there. If I was a broken man, I said, look, I need to stop this drink, it's killing us now, or whatever, you know. But when I'm having a good time, you know, I'm an extrovert, I like the shows.
No, I enjoy it, I like it. I like your mindset with things. Nice.
So do you miss football?
Not football itself, but aspects of it. Certain aspects, yes.
Yeah.
But the what's the word? Not the conflict. The politics. That's the fucking word I'm thinking of. The politics of it.
Bullshit.
It's like who you know, not who you know, not like how good you are sometimes, and like who you get on with.
Without a shadow of a doubt, it's that.
Who your agent is, where you've been previously.
Yeah.
Sometimes who like your family member is, like if you've got a fucking uncle who played for fucking England or whatever, it's like
I definitely believe that.
Some people graft their arse off, but either get injuries or don't get the luck or don't get the chances, or maybe when the chances come, that one chance that they have, they don't take it. But in the big picture, they're a better player than someone else.
Yeah.
But then some lads are never injured. I know lads who don't do the extra work and still make it at the top because they are just technically gifted, yes, and they are good. But it's just. It's frustrating. It's amazing. It can be amazing, and it's great. Like, it inspires a lot of people to do good things. But also the rewards people for things too soon. I think. Like, even I thought I was on too much money from the age that I was at, because now, like, realistically, I've only just really surpassed where I was the income wise I was at when I was 18, which is kind of like it was a big mental thing, because I was unemployed for 6 months after that, but when I was in football for a little bit, and I was like, fucking hell. A few months ago I was on so and so much a week.
No, I'm on fucking now,
and I was like at St James's Park warming up with like against Man City. Edison was at the other side of the pitch, and now I'm like fucking. Even when I first started my PT job, I was like in just Nuffield Health, which is just kind of like the same place as here. Not to say it's a bad place to work and stuff, but compared to warming up at St James's Park in the Premier League against Man, it's like fuck me, it messes with your head so much. Which is a lot of people in a similar situation.
It's cruel.
And then even like Kurt, like a lot of his pals are playing league football, or like some of them maybe Premier League, some of them playing abroad, like Ellis is playing abroad sort of thing. Like, and you knew that at one point you were at that level, and you realistically were the same sort of talent level. But opportunities, injuries and stuff get in the way. It's horrible. It's great, and it's also...
Well, it turned me against it, because I just think the way, not just Curtis, the way most of the kids who got released were treated, you know, they were just...
Yeah, you're just a number. You're just
requirements, aren't you? Like,
you're just the business asset, man.
I remember the day he got released, you know, and the guy turned round, you know what I'm talking about. Turned around and says, "Do you still want to play football? What? Just because you don't want me, he wants to pack until he's done." Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Since he was 6-year-old, you know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's just so disrespectful and vile. Honest to God, I just wanted to.
There is a few good people in football. I had a few. There's a few people in Newcastle who were quite good with me.
Yeah.
Harrow was one of them. Stephen Harris. I don't know if he watches these videos, but he was quite good, trying to sort us out clubs. Like, it's not his job to sort me out teams.
No.
Like check up on us and stuff. I had a few people who were quite good, but then you have some of the ones who are up there at the top who kind of don't really care too much. Keeper coaches like Simon Smith was quite good. He messages me every so often, but there's a lot of the top ones are just like, if you're not doing well, even when you're injured, if you're not in the team playing and stuff like that, they just push it to the side, and then when you're back in the team, they might show you interest.
And when you man management's disgusting.
Yeah, you know? It should be getting better. I don't know what it's like now, but
is this what I said?
I think so, mate. We'll go. All right, we'll get our head down for this one.
Aye.
Do you do much squatting or deadlifting or anything like
that? I never. The only squats I do is when I hold control bar. You know, like a weight at 20 or something.
Yeah.
I cannot do squats now, not for my knees.
Yeah, it's not worth.
No, it's not worth being. You know, my legs are decent enough. I'm not out of sort of sync, if you like. It's more like extensions, dead row, leg extensions and stuff I use, you know, and leg press.
I always do my hamstring curl leg extensions first.
Yeah.
And then I'll do like hack squat. Like I might do like a hack squat on there, but back squats and that didn't do. Split squats are good.
Yeah.
Single leg stuff.
All right.
You like a Bulgarian split squat, your back foot on the bench.
Yeah.
All them are good.
I just have to protect my knees. I mean, I'm up downstairs every day with people for sunbeds. And if you know what I mean, if I've got an injury, it's a fucking killer of a job.
You've got to think you've got a lot of miles on your clock, so the older you get, your joints have just got to be a little bit safer with things. For me, I'm guaranteed I won't be moving as well as you when I'm 50 odd. We're doing 4 sets of this?
3.
Go on, I'll keep going then.
Just so it doesn't take forever.
I'll save it.
Because I do 4, I'm bang, leg bang. I just take 40 minutes to do my full workout.
Yeah.
And then I'll do my cardio, you know.
So I'm like an hour and a half normally.
Training.
I take my time. I do take the piss.
Because usually I've got to go back to work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But,
yeah.
So it's all about time management, you know.
It depends how much time I have. I sometimes fly through things, but.
Go on, son.
Oh, I made the story like. I made the story, fucking hell.
Different feel on this, son, you're alive.
You said you don't mind talking about like steroids and. When did you know what? Kurt the whole time was like, oh no, my dad's not doing anything. I went around to your flat and opened your fridge and it was like little cousin. I was like, I knew he was doing something. When did you start doing that? Because I think when you're older, it's something that I would probably look into. Like,
well, I've trained all my life really, from when I've done judo, danced, everything. I've always ex-weight trained, but I had never ever actually took anything.
Yeah.
Till 2014, 15.
Yeah.
Was the first time I ever took anything.
Was that when you competed? Because you competed on that time.
I mean, I was in a bad state mentally, you know. Marriage was falling apart, all that. And I lost about 2 stone.
Yeah.
Mental health, you know, head was totally in a bad place. And then I had to do something to get us out of this black, dark place that I was at. Yeah. Some people started talking about it, but it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's best to be open. I'm trying to be as open as possible.
Really low. And it was like being, how I explained it, it was like being in like a black box, and it didn't matter which way you turned.
Yeah.
There was no way out of it. It was the worst feeling in the world. So was training. I remember I was standing around beside the water machine one day, a friend of mine, Gary, and I'm standing there, right, and he's walking around like this. He thought it was me, but he didn't. You know, he couldn't work out who it was because I lost about 2 stone. Well, if you imagine, I went down about 8.5, 9 stone.
Yeah, it'd be tiny.
Couldn't eat. My head was up my arse, so I thought I'm going to get my head into training a bit more up it. And a friend of mine says, look, he says, you've got great genetics. He says, why don't you try a little bit of this, a little bit of that? I says, no, I didn't. I was a bit of a coward, to be fair. Because you know, you don't know what you're putting in your body, whatever. This is why I'm anti-vax. Like, he says, try these, they were Winstrol, they were tablets.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I says, go on, I'll try them. And so I started on those tiny little things. You don't know what the fuck you get them from, but you know, whatever. So I was taking like 10 milligrams, like probably 10 or 20, like 5 days straight. And I noticed, right, what happened with my body was, right, it started to round my muscles
like
off.
fill out sort of thing.
I just round them off, and I thought, fucking hell, it's working, this shit, you know. So once you see, I don't care what you do, once you start to see results, it's like dieting, once you start to see results, you sort of push it on to the next level. Like, fucking hell, I'm into this.
You get addicted to it, don't you, once you get to see results,
You know, and I was, you know, speaking careful, I was still taking, like, my mud thistle. Flush my body out and stuff, I'm drinking plenty of water. Then, he says, look, he says, look, and I started coming on, because people started to notice, fucking hell, Johnny. And it was nothing to do with, well, what it was to do with, because it's not a miracle drug. I don't give a fuck what you're seeking, how there's many in your body. You've got to put the work in, you've got to eat right, you've got to do all that, you know. So all these bullshit saying you're cheating, it's fucking bullshit. Well, you do it. You do it. You get in the snake and you do it, right? So he says, right, this is what you need to do. I says, I'm not into any needles, I'm not into anything. He says, well, growth hormone for somebody of your age is amazing. I mean,
there's benefits because your natural levels and your testosterone levels go down at like, was it 40 something? Or well, to be fair, 30s.
Mine went down late 30s, you know. And it's a funny story. So I started taking, he says, try this growth. I remember the first day he had to put it in me because I was shit scared. It was just a little.
I didn't like needles.
I'm horrible. And he put it into us, right, this stuff that he got for us. And I remember walking back to the gym, I thought I was going to pass out. Not because I thought I'd just put something in my body and I'd done, but I was like, shit, fuck's sake, what have I done? And then I went to the next level. I thought, right, I'm doing this now. I'm going to go for it, right? And I was getting the proper pharmaceutical stuff, like the pens were costing like 140, 150 quid each. You know, I spent $2,000 a time on them. And then I was up 6 every morning, fasted cardio, like 45 minutes on my bike at home, right? And then go to the gym, get me breakfast, and my diet then, I mean, nothing to compare what it is. I mean, you're talking no cheats whatsoever, no flavour on my food, dry turkey, broccoli, sweet potato, no flavour at all. I remember driving back from a job in Bishop Auckland this one Friday night, and I was on to like my 4th meal, and it had been in my van since 8 in the morning, and it was cold broccoli, and the water had sucked out of it, and I'm putting it into my mouth, right, and I'm actually physically reaching as I'm putting it in my mouth. I know exactly what you mean. Like I hold my nose and drinking water to get it down, but when I got it in, it's fucking incredible. And I'm looking at my top and I'm just fucking shredded to the bone. I'm like, you know, and I just felt like my mental health went from nothing. My confidence came back in everything, you know. So I kept up that, and then I went in a couple of like competitions, like physique sort of thing, but it wasn't for me. Even though I know for a fact everybody had us down to win these, but I was fucking too old, you know. You young pretty boys like yourself with long hair and fucking blue eyes and all that shit. Some daft old wrinkly fucker like me. Condition was out of this world. So somebody said to us, look, you want to try bodybuilding? Well, I'm not the biggest guy in the world, you know. I mean, so I says, right, they do a 70 kilo bodybuilding. I says, right, I'll go for that, right? So I went down, I had a look at these kids who would be come back for fucking hell. So I just went to this next level, and bear this in mind, right? I had never took any test or anything like that. And I went in for the show, Leeds, Northeast, it was like from Leeds up over. And it was about 7 who were on stage. And I remember I had my routine work. I mean, loved being on stage. It was great, like. And like, I won. I won. And I just lost my dad about 6 months before that, right? And I was by myself down there, like, you know, I think Paul Megan, my pal was in the crowd. I'm crying, physically crying on stage because like people thought because of what I won, but I lost my dad and all that, you know, and it was just a massive rush. And I'm standing on stage thinking, I'm top of the world, of the world.
What can you remember what federation it was? Was it UK BFF?
Yeah, UK BFF, yeah.
How long was you prep for it? Did you prep for long or not?
Prep was probably in total, about 6 months from what I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking, what, 2016, 2015, probably 2015. I think it was about 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
I think anyway, rubbish with dates. Yeah, and it was just ridiculous. I mean, bear in mind, I didn't drink all the way through the prep.
Yeah.
You know, I took out everything that I enjoyed doing, I took out of my life just to get this prep right, you know. But never again.
Would you never do it again, like?
I might come, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean,
you're in good nick, like, because there's the likes. Seniors, I don't know what age group it goes up to.
Well, they do 50s, they do 55s.
Yeah.
They do. I mean, when I came, I always remember, right, when I'd done this competition, I was 49 on stage. The guy that came second was 24.
Yeah.
You know, and it was, for me.
He'd be pissed off, like. Mind you, there was a lot of, I'll show you a lad afterwards. He's 58, he's called Jeff Alberts.
Right.
He's in the best shape of his life now, 58. Like, he does like a 10-year comparison when he was 28, 38, 40, best shape of his life. Like, he's just
amazing.
He's just got a lot more thickness just from the years of training.
And he's 58.
58 now. He's natural as well, so he's competing, I think, in a few months. But it's never too late to start, like.
No, it's not. I'll jump.
But
you've done two, yeah.
No. But with the, especially like testosterone and growth hormone, I think once you get a little bit older, there's definitely benefits to taking it. Just doing it. Do you do like blood work or anything like that or not?
7. I'll tell you a story about that. I was trying when I moved, when marriage went tits up, everything went south and everything. So right, I decided to move down to Teignmouth, you know. Yeah. And so I thought, right, I'm going to get some testosterone because I'll be sort of active again, if you like. I need to, you know, find a partner, or find a girlfriend or whatever. And I'm thinking, and somebody said, oh, well, you need to start taking some tests, Jan, you know, to get, you know, to get a sex drive back, if you like, you know. I'm thinking, all right, great, So I go to the doctors, and I'm cracking on with the doctor, you know. I says, all right, I said, well, you know, doctor, I'm 49, you know, I'm really not really bothered about sex. You know, it doesn't really, you know, you get to a stage in life when you've been married for a long, whatever. So the doctor says, all right, he says, well, we'll look into it, we'll get you some blood work done and stuff like that. He says, if you want to start seeing girls again and stuff like that. I says, oh, yeah. And he said, right, okay. I says, how long will it take? He says, oh, it'll take about 3 to 6 months. I says, fuck that, man, I'm outside the need.
Okay, now.
I says, can I not Dino for this weekend for us? He goes, oh no. I says, well, look at it. I says, I can get it sorted myself. He says, just make sure that the source that you get it is right. I says, I can't be bothered to do all that.
It's good that GPs and stuff are quite like that. Like, was it a GP?
I was the doctor,
They are quite good with that these days.
Well, you've got to be open. It's pointless going to the doctors and telling them lies. You know, which is people do that, you know. It's not illegal to take. It's just like illegal to sell or something, isn't it? I don't know what the rules are. Well, you can buy. You can get it in prescription.
You can go on I know a few people who went on holiday to like Turkey and Greece and that.
They sell it over the counter, you know.
And everywhere.
So a really good friend of mine, used to do my job for us. Like once every 7 to 10 days, I would take a meal, and he had a pound shop in Bensham. I'd do his kitchen with fucking trousers.
Oh God, Jesus Christ. I'm going to get banned on YouTube for this
So no, it was, and it benefited me loads. My body didn't change, because I mean, I won a competition without it. Didn't change my body, because I didn't take a lot, you know. I'm not into doing trend or all these different things. I'm not bothered. If I'm happy with the way I look, I'll just stick with what I do, you know. So I'll sort of cycle it at 8 to 10 months at a time, maybe like some people do 6. But at my age, my testosterone levels
it's already low anyway.
I mean, I seen this interview with Robbie Williams, and he got his blood works done and his test levels done, and he had the testosterone levels of a 70-year-old man. Can you not remember when Robbie Williams went to the big buff? He was on test because he wasn't obviously couldn't get it up or whatever. So I stuck the 8 months, and then I'll come off it like for 3 or 4 months, and then just start up again, you know. It's basically HRT. That's what it is for me. More than anything,
you know. I was going to say it's more that than rather than like trying to push it for a certain.
Different size. I'm not. You know, some of these kids are taking it 3 times a week, and they're putting 4 and 5.
People are doing it stupidly though.
You're killing yourself.
How old were you when you started? So
49.
Exactly, and people are starting at like 18, 19. I think like if you wanted to do it, if you want to say compete and actually take bodybuilding really, really seriously, give it until like you've done at least 10, 15 years of proper training.
You're still growing.
You can't you've still got loads to grow. I would never do it, but if I was to do it, I would give myself another at least 5, 6 years.
I don't understand why they make it so hard for you to do it, because if it's done right,
if you get your blood work done, if you do it safe. Get a good coach. There's a lot of good coaches out there now who are there's a lot of people on YouTube who are very open about
on TikTok as well. There's some great doctors on TikTok. Funny. Get some amazing content and they'll advise you when and what not to do and stuff like that. But I mean, I'll take it forever. I'm not gonna lie. I've never lied about it. You know, I've just because I take it, it doesn't mean I'm cheating. I'm not cheating anybody because I'm not going in for a competition or whatever.
No, it doesn't matter. To be fair, if you are competing, probably half the people on stage are going to do it, unless it's a natural federation.
But what I hate is all these kids who do, you know, they're quite famous, whatever, and they say, oh no, I'm not sure, I'm not. That's bullshit,
it's
man.
like, have you seen that? You know that Simeon Panda and stuff? He said there's certain people on Instagram who say the natural. I'm like,
bullshit.
It's selling false hopes for kids and stuff.
Well, of course it is, and that's the problem, and that's why they make themselves look stupid, you know. And then kids, that guy died not so long ago. What was he called?
Oh, I'm trying to think. There's a few people who.
That young kid, man.
There's a few people recently who have.
But he died. I mean, he just went overboard with. And what's your other? I'll tell you. Rick Piana. He was another one.
Rich Piana. Yeah, well, he
just went overboard with, like, you know. But I mean, he was fucking stupid big, you know. But it just. I don't know, I think it's an addiction more than anything when it gets to that stage, you know?
Yeah, you've got to be careful with it. Yeah, I've got to be careful.
I'll put this last head in. I think I've got a bit of tendonitis there, you know, like
your elbow. You know what you probably want? You probably don't want to do fixed stuff. So when you I'm doing that now. When you're doing any sort of curl stuff, you want, like, you know, like the handles where you can rotate your elbow joint.
Yeah.
So same with the rows, you know, when you're doing your seated rows, how your hands are fixed in position.
Yeah.
You want to use the D handles. More like you know the handles that you got in the cable, you know the handles on the cable machine.
Yeah.
You do your chest flies on.
Yeah.
So imagine if you had them on the lat pull down.
Right.
You can rotate your elbow joint that way.
Oh, right. I see what
you're
saying.
So this, because you're fixed in that one range of motion, you can't rotate.
Yeah.
That'll just alleviate a little bit of pain. If it's sore on that, just don't lock out.
Oh, I know.
But I do that on me pull downs and that. I just haven't, you know how I had the normal that pull down bar.
Yeah.
I'll hook some handles on it.
Right.
So I can rotate my elbow joint. Those are D handles.
Because it's absolutely beautiful.
Was it?
It's Maggi liquid seasoning, Maggi sauce. I use it on everything.
Smells like, is it like a soy sauce?
It's high, but it's a bit stronger and a bit more salty, and it makes everything taste absolutely incredible.
I've been using a lot of this balsamic, not balsamic vinegar, it's something else, balsamic something or another. No, I enjoyed that. It was very good.
Enjoyed?
I was say, I used to do it on the podcast. I used to ask people these 3 questions and I thought I'd bring it back. 3 questions I used to do. So first one was 3 people. There you go. You're going out for a coffee or going for food with someone. Pick 3 people who you'd like to go out with. Anybody in the world, past or present as well. Anybody you'd like to go for coffee or dinner with. Apart from me. You can't choose me because you're doing it.
Well, obviously I'm a musician, so the person that inspired me to start learning piano keyboard was Prince.
Yeah.
So I would, obviously dead now, dropped my shoulder a few years back, but just so inspiring. That would be my number 1. You know, you've got your Jackson, your Stevie Wonder, all those, but Prince stands out a mile for me. What was the other one?
There's 3 people. You can choose 3. You can choose 3.
It's a good question, that, Lee.
I know, it's tough, isn't it? I normally give people heads up, to be fair.
You should have probably given us a heads up, but mine would all be musicians.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's... Because for me, like, I mean, the bodybuilding world and all that is great and all that. You know, I love the dedication, but they lift weights at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what they do.
It's not so much a talent. Well, there is a sort of that aspect to it.
Well, it's more about having a drive. That's about being driven, I suppose, and dedication. Yes, but I think people who are creative, who have creative minds. You know, John Lennon would have been amazing. You know, and probably I've seen 3 times now. Twice, Herbie Hancock.
Yeah.
You probably haven't heard of him.
I haven't heard of him. I haven't got a clue.
It's like immense, you know. I've seen him at Newcastle City Hall about 20 years ago, the first time. And he had this girl playing the drums, and it was like a journey, a musical. It was only probably about 4 songs he'd done, but he just took you on this journey. And you either get it or you don't get it. It's one of those things, you know. I mean, anybody who's creative, anybody who writes and creates something is amazing to me, artists. But like, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, bodybuilding. It's not really, you know, I don't aspire to be anybody. I am me. I kind of change. You know, whereas I can train to be a better pianist or a better. Do you understand what I mean?
I think if people understand music, they understand that. It's like there's people listening to even like techno and stuff, and they think like it's just fucking beats and there's like a bit of a rhythm. But if you actually love it and understand it, there's something more to it.
Well, progress. What's who would your 3 people be?
Fuck gee, no one's asked you this one. No one's fought it back. I'm trying to think. 3 people. You've probably put us on the spot here. I've asked this question to about 50 or 60 people, and I've never even thought about it myself. Who I'd like to speak to. I'm gonna have to think about this one. For next time, I'm gonna write them down and think about, because it does put you on the spot.
It would always be music for me, because music's my first love. Bodybuilding, not, you know. I've done it first of all.
Yeah, your head.
Well, I've always trained, but to get us in the right frame of, because as I said before, when I was in this dark place or whatever, it pulled us out.
Yeah.
And everybody laughs and, well, why put pictures?
Music does
pictures on you, or yourself, or take selfies. Well, because proud of myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think you can't. It's the same when you're in a dark place. It's a good time for you to try and learn to love yourself. Once you get into like me coming out of my last relationship and then going into like getting into fitness and really loving my gym, you kind of learn to find yourself a little bit, what you actually makes you happy, and then you can go into a relationship afterwards.
Well, you have to love yourself first and foremost. It's key. It's key, and people go, he loves himself. Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah, I'm really proud of what I've done and what I've achieved in life. 2 amazing kids, and you know, I'm a bit of a character, but also I'm conscientious, and there's a massive difference about you know, caring about people, and you know, I mean, I do. I've learned so much about people, especially last year when I went away for a month by myself, Dubai, Ibiza, and Tenerife for like 36 days it was in total. And a lot of that time I was by myself. I went to Formentera this one day on a boat, put it all in my story, documented everything about it, and I was the only person on this beach. And it was this beautiful, clear.
It's rare that though, isn't it? It's rare to be somewhere on your own.
And mate, I swear down, and I realised that I actually don't need anybody to make us happy, first and foremost. But I love people. I'm a people person, but I can still spend hours on me by myself and not be down. You know?
You've got to be happy when you're on. Then people around you who are good people will compliment your life. Your life.
It's really important.
Definitely.
So in the next stage of my life, I don't know.
What's next for Jan Russell?
Well, holiday. I mean, holidays. Okay, holidays on my life.
It's memories, isn't it? 8
or 9 holidays a year I get. I'm lucky, fortunate to do that. I'm not one of these for like big flash cars, big flash houses. I've done all that. Boring.
It's just materialistic stuff.
Bullshit. It's bullshit.
After I've had a nice car before, and after a month, it's just another car, innit?
It's basically. I've done all the Porsches, all that fancy 5-bedroom car. I'm just never made us happy ever. I mean, it looks great to other people, but now it doesn't. I seen this thing actually the other day, and I didn't know who the kid was. It was, I think, Wes or Kurt. He said who he was. A guy called Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
He's a YouTube star. I think that's what he's.
It's not Eddie Hall, is it?
No. This kid's a YouTube star. He must be like some sort of. I look into him anyway. But he was getting interviewed by Joe Rogan, who I love, by the way.
All right, yeah.
And he said something which was amazing. He's only a young kid. I think he's about 27, something like that. I never knew who he was, but he said something. He says, Joe Rogan said, so you must have a massive car and a massive house. How do you feel about it? He says, no. He says, I haven't. He says, I'm not interested in anything. The kid's worth hundreds of millions of pounds, I believe. He says, I think aspiring to have a massive car and a massive house is a pretty sad way to exist. Which I totally understand that, you know, and I think it is. Because people think if they've got a flash car, they've made it. Well, no, the most successful person in the world, and I'm speaking from experience, is the happiest person in the world. That is success to me, not money in the bank, or, you know, I mean, I know I need money for holidays and I work hard and I'm fortunate enough to have a couple of pounds, but happiness is much more important to me than having all these materialistic cars and watches and all that bullshit, you know.
I just keep thinking to myself, when I'm older, whatever, 80, 90 year old, and on my fucking deathbed, I want to look back at my life and think, fucking hell, I've done this, that and the other, I went on this holiday, I remember that one. Sometimes memories in the moment don't feel that good, but when you look back on them, they're 10 times better as well.
Always say, when you come back off holiday, 3 weeks later, gone, God, that was actually amazing.
But when you sat, you know, sometimes it's like your 3rd or 4th day on your holiday, you sat on the beach for a beer or something like that, and you're looking at the sun. It's kind of like, it's nice, but it's not like fucking great. But then 5 weeks later, when you're back to work, you're like, Jesus Christ, I wish I was there. I know. But I heard it. I listened to a lot of podcasts and stuff, and one of the guys on there was, I think he was a psychologist, just talking about researching it, the happiest people in the world. And one of the happiest people that he ever met was a guy who used to work, like, did the standard stuff, got a mortgage, had a missus, family. And he sold alarm systems for houses, and he went round to different people's houses you ended up spending a lot of time with like all the people who have lived their lives.
Love that.
That's why I love speaking to people, especially I've got one of my favourite clients to train him, and it's me client Colin, who's 70 odd, so much life experience. But he was saying he went and spoke to that many kind of old people who have kind of got so many regrets, they didn't do this, that and the other. They ended up sacking his missus off, sacking his mortgage off, moving to some random country or something. I can't remember where he said it was, but he just sacked everything off and just lived a really simple life, doing whatever he wanted. Just kind of went away from the societal norms.
There's a friend of mine who I met in Ibiza, great guy, musician, singer, just goes around the bars, the clubs, the cafes, the restaurants, playing, right?
Yeah.
Brad, he's called, great guy. Only spoke to him a couple of times, but I just related to him straight away. Now he lives in Ibiza, right?
Yeah.
He's got this beautiful white dog that he found on the roadside, right? And him and his dog go everywhere together.
Yeah.
Great guy, great looking guy, loads of them. Bit of a hippie sort of kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Great guitarist and singer. Drives about Ibiza in his transporter, which is done out beautiful, and just lives that simple life.
Yeah.
And he said, because I message him quite often, and he says, John, he says, I've got everything I need here. I says, you have, because you're missing absolutely nothing in this world that me and you live in, you know.
Yeah. There's a lot less stresses as well. That's the thing.
Man,
People
amazing,
put too many stresses on them.
You know,
that's why I'm in like middle ground, because I like having like a secure base. Like I would love to have a gym and stuff like that, but then I also don't want to be restricted to this one place that I can't leave.
Yeah,
I want to have that little bit. So I quite like where I'm at the minute. Where if I wanted to take, obviously I'd lose money if I'm self-employed.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to take a week's holiday, I can. I'm not so restricted to one thing. But it's just like with everything in life, you're gonna have to. If you want to do one thing, there's always gonna be something you're missing out on. You just have to choose which one that you want to choose.
Yeah.
But nah.
Make your mind up, innit?
Exactly. It's tough. It's tough. Last question for you, because the other question's 3 people you want to train with. But to be fair, it's more for yourself. It's more to do with like musicians and stuff that you want to meet train with, like gym wise. You're not really too fussed about it, are you?
No, I'm not. Like I said to you before. I mean, for me, I've done it that long now. I met Dorian Race once.
Yeah.
I met him.
He's quite hippie and stuff now, isn't it?
He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. I mean, he was one of the newer generation of these monsters, 300 pound on stage, you know, shredded. But he's a great guy. I met him in just before I'd done my first show in Ocean Beach Club in Marbella.
Oh right, yeah.
With his wife. And I seen him, you know, me being shy, I walked all the way around the pool to see him.
That's class. I can imagine him in
he's
Ocean.
No, and I just met him.
So how old? When that would have been? 2015.
That was 2014.
He would have been patting completely.
Oh, he was patting. He was sitting there looking great. His wife, beautiful wife. And I went over, introduced myself, you know, and he's complimented us on my shape and all that, because obviously it wasn't holding. I was a week out or something, so I was dry as anything. And I got a picture. It's on my Instagram, and it was great. Just great. And he was really humble.
I've listened to a few podcasts with him. He's from Birmingham, isn't he?
But he's a really humble guy, and you would think, he doesn't want to, but he just came across.
Let's
get a picture, lads, and you know, it really made you feel good. Like that's what I like about people. You know, you get some people. They've got like 10,000 followers on Instagram, and you see them and they say hello, and when you want to speak to you, well, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
Who are you? Do you know what I mean? Just that kind of that ego bullshit, man. You know, if you've got something good to say or something good, just be yourself. Yeah. Don't try to impress people.
Yeah, because it's the same sort of thing with this sort of stuff. Like I've messaged a few people who I follow and I appreciate and stuff like that. And I messaged them, not even they've read the message and not even said, sorry, it's not. I'd rather them just say, nah, it's not for me. I've had a few people just don't say anything. It's like, you gotta be like human with things.
I mean, obviously, I do a lot with the sunbed business with the Geordie show, all that. No, and they're all really nice. I mean, Scotty T, hilarious, great crack, you know. But Charlotte Crosby, unbelievable human. She's just so humble. And like, I've been away, and she'll messages or send a voice message, and she'll be laughing at me. She's Jan. She says, I wake up the next day, think, let's see what Jan's done. But she's got 7 million followers. Let's say
she could be an arsehole if she wanted to.
She gets somewhere off me, and she pays full whack. No, I don't want nothing free. Just genuine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I like about people. Never forget who you are, where you came from, and she's one of them, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, anybody. I'm not into training with anybody other than myself, because you can see how hyper I am all the time.
This would have killed you training with me today.
You know what I
mean? Take my time. I'm like an old man.
Yeah, but and I want to keep. It's like an ADHD thing or whatever, but I want to keep it because it makes us active. Makes me brain work all the time, you know. And I mean, I like to train, but I also like to finish training. The best part of the day is when you come out with it. When you come out of the gym and eat.
Yeah.
You know, and it just...
You feel good after it, don't you? You feel great after training.
Mate, I just trained there. I mean, I haven't even done... Well, I've done 20 minutes for you. Came cardio. I usually finish with cardio. that you're never too old.
Yeah.
I know people say, oh well, I haven't got the time. You have got the time.
There's
man.
always
If you've got
time.
that time to sit and watch Coronation Street, you got the time to go to the gym.
Yeah, it's just changing your priorities, man. When you've been so used to like putting your Netflix and stuff before everything else, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, don't get us wrong. I like to go out, I like to drink. I'm part. You know what I'm like. But also, if I'm like that in a state, I'm always at the gym. At least the next day or the day after, pulling myself around and I've got to have that balance.
Yeah.
Whereas when I was competing, there was no balance. It was all training, all train work.
You've got to have. I think if you're taking things seriously, you've got to have periods of it, but it's just making sure that you don't overdo it. And then if you do overdo it at one point, back off, enjoy yourself, give yourself that time to refresh and stuff. Go on, last question then. One thing you would say to a 20-year-old Jan? What were you doing at 20? What were you doing for yourself?
When I was 20, I remember on my birthday, or my 21st birthday, right, I was unemployed. I worked as a milk boy from when I was 9 years old, believe it or not, till I was 18. And then I was unemployed for a few years and didn't know where I wanted to be in life. I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I remember I was working for my dad's boss at the time, with my best friend Dave Hunter. We were in an old bus station in Sunderland. And there was this room, it was full of diesel. Right. And it was loads of leaves and shit. So he wanted us to scrape the leaves and stuff off the top of the diesel and then to clean the diesel. I'm thinking, this is my 21st birthday. Really, life can't get any worse. And then I got my first job, a really proper job when I was 24, and then I started working for myself when I was 27. But what I would say to any 20-year-old, you got a million years ahead of you. Don't rush.
Yeah.
Chill. If nothing's happening now, there's plenty of time. With regards to training, don't use any sort of
enhancements.
Yeah.
I think there's a certain point where, depending on what level you're at, some people are obviously naturally more gifted, and if they want to take it to like the top level, then do that. But in terms of life, I think people do feel the pressure because there's that many people who are young and are very successful and have the nice cars and that. Like I'll fall to it. I look at people on Instagram who are like my age. Like, there's a lad who I did the last video with, who's a year older than me. He's got a gym, and he's obviously going on holiday 3-4 times a year. But it's like, everyone's on their own little journey. I had my football, then I'm kind of at the start again.
Your time will come if you want something. I mean, if you're going to sit in your house, it won't. But if you want something, your time. Don't clash yourself against anybody else other than yourself. Yeah. You know, you're basically competing against yourself, nobody else. Oh well, he's got this and he's younger than me. So what? Yeah. There'll be a time in his life where he goes on his arse.
Exactly.
That
person might work 70 hours a week and not be happy, not have a missus, not have a family.
Well, it's the same as your football. It's the same as like when Curtis, when you finished, Curtis finished.
Yeah.
And all his mates are, getting somewhere and all that, which I'm happy for. All his mates are all great guys. But don't think for 1 second they'll be happy every minute of every day. Yeah. And if it does, hopefully it doesn't, but if it does, their career does come to an end, they've got to go through what you've been through when you're on your way up.
And I think it's harder the longer you're in football to come out of it. Obviously, unless you make it, and you've obviously sorted financially. If you don't, even if you've been playing at like League 1, League 2, you don't have enough money to retire on that. You've got to go and do something.
No,
when you're so stuck in that little bubble of football, there's no comparison with a job outside of football with the same sort of hours. Like I was speaking to Kyle the other day, he's like, I've got so much free time on my hands. Like, yes, I've got games and the stress and stuff in terms of that, but it's like, especially when you're playing 2 games a week, you're up, you train in the morning, you've done it like 12, 1 o'clock, and then you're like, what the fuck do you do?
What do you do the rest of the day?
If I had that sort of lifestyle now, I wouldn't be making anywhere near the money that I needed to actually like live and do the things that it's ridiculous. It's a complete different ball game.
This is why a lot of them back in the day, they used to get it, that would be on bloody gambling sites constantly, like the Paul Mersons and all them, drinking and gambling sites. A lot of them, John Terry and all them, but it's because they've got that much money and that much spare time. I think it's irrelevant what I think. I mean, John Terry, the likes of them guys, they've made it so they're set for life. Yeah. But how happy are they? Yeah. A friend of mine said to me a few years ago, I'll never forget, he says, I would swap my life in an instant for yours, and this kid's worth about 20 million quid. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But then again, people probably don't realise you'll have downtimes as well.
I've had me downtime. Well, no doubt I'll have more downtimes. But I'm on the up now. I feel good. My life's great. I'm in a great place. I've got loads of holidays coming. I've got just positive. Yeah. I haven't got to be anywhere at any specific time. I work for myself, and life's great. And I'm lucky. Yeah. And this is fantastic, by the way. This book, and that looks bland, but it's.
Sorry, I'm letting you. I'm not letting you finish your food, man. We'll wrap things up. Right. John Russell, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. I'll put your Instagram down below. Definitely give him a follow. He's going to have a good summer, and hopefully we might see you in a for this year.
Without a doubt.
I know, spot on. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. See you later.